Okay, looking at some questions here as well too.
And you want to make sure link everything to your goals, knowing what your goals are, right? Link everything that you do. Focusing on the link to your goals creates peak productivity. So now that's what creates peak productivity, how to be a high performance person. It's, you know exactly what you're working on.
Yep.
You have clarity, why you're working on them. You filter that into now very clear what you need to do. That's what creates peak productivity. It's not complicated at all. It's actually not complicated at all. It shouldn't be complicated. Just link everything you do to your goals. You cannot be productive without goals and without linking all your actions to your goals. We must link those actions to our goals, right? Secret number 4. This is again a big one. Eliminate distractions. Something he needs to work on all the time.
Oh, I actually been doing it very, very well.
Actually,
that's why
you've been doing it quite well.
You don't see me at the house very much.
That's right. That's right.
Been doing a lot of money now activities.
Money now activities. That's right.
Money future, money now activities.
Money now,
yes.
It's true. Yeah.
Money monthly activities.
That's right.
Money monthly activities.
So all 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So eliminate distractions.
Yeah. Thank you.
Eliminate distractions. So what I mean by that is this. You must get control over this, and also your email.
Yep.
What is your email box? You know what is your inbox? Do you know what is your inbox? Your inbox is other people's agenda. Inbox equals other people's agendas. Isn't it true? You wake up in the morning, you open the inbox. Before you didn't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You thought, oh, it's going to be a peaceful day.
I had 20 things to do, now I've got 40. Yeah, it's other people's things that need to get done.
It's other people's agenda. Right?
That's so true.
So you got to take control of that, right? Yeah. We've been conditioned to respond to things, email as well as phone, right? Yeah. You know how sometimes the phone rings and we're taking a shower, we go pick up the phone, what happens, right? You have absolutely no legal, moral, or other responsibility to answer the phone or take a call unless you want to. I know it sounds odd. It sounds weird. I almost never pick up the phone. I almost never pick up the phone. It's a habit I've developed over the years, since my actually 20s.
Yep. It has to be a scheduled call.
Right. I do not take unscheduled incoming calls. I do not take unscheduled incoming calls. It means when I'm working, unplug the phone.
Yep.
And in fact, 99%, like actually almost all the time, my phone is on silent. Mine is never on.
You've got a couple of good students. Dennis, you know, he deleted all the games on his phone, right? And Pamela, she turned off the notifications.
Yeah, turn off notifications. Good job. Yes.
Yeah. I remember that was one of the first lessons you taught when you were still speaking at the time. I was still a very brand new member.
Yeah, notifications.
That's right. You said turn off the notifications. I was like, oh shit. And I went into my settings and like everything was in on all the time.
Off.
Yeah.
Everything is off.
It was like a weight off my shoulder once it turned it all off.
All notifications. I don't have like my phone. See?
Yes.
No, just me and Janice. Hold on. No notifications.
There's only 3 notifications on my phone. That's when Sifu rings or you know when he sends me a message.
Rarely I have notifications, right? So sometimes when people call, and that's like very few, like very rare, just because of the way I structure my life. When people do call, they say close friend and stuff like that. They leave me a message, like I get back to them in 3 days.
Yeah.
I call them back and say, it's like, oh yeah, I called you 3 days ago. They all now know that's how I work. Yeah. Like they do not expect a call from me. Like they left a message, I'll call them back within an hour. No, because I protect my time. I have my activities to do, right? That's just what I do, right? If you must take call, example, if let's say your business and your profession requires you to take call, let's say you're a real estate agent.
Yes.
Someone calls you, hey, maybe a deal.
Yes.
Maybe a listing, they may want you to buy a place and all that. I get that. How do you solve this problem, right? How do you solve this problem? Simple. You set expectations in the beginning when you take the call. So let's say you're a real estate agent, first of all.
Yeah.
Very quickly, as you make more money, get an assistant. So an assistant could help you filter the call.
That's right.
So imagine Desmond is a top real estate agent. I'm the assistant. I would help filter out a lot of those calls.
Yep.
So those calls don't go to him first, it goes to me. I'm taking the call all the time, but he shouldn't.
Yeah.
If he's an appointment with a client, potential prospect, a listing, do that. But then I'm the first line of defense.
Yeah.
Second thing that you could do is when you are picking up the phone, example, let's say I'm a real estate agent, you call me. So pretend you prospect, right?
Yep.
Ring, ring, right?
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, is this Dan?
Hey, yep, Dan speaking.
Yeah, Dan, I saw your listing and I was told you're probably one of the best realtors out there right now.
Yes.
My wife and I were looking to, purchase our first home and really just don't know where to look or what's something good in the market for us right now.
I'm just actually on my way to going to another appointment.
Right.
I have only about 5 minutes. And it seems to me you probably more time than that, right?
Yeah.
And I probably want to sit down with you, have like a little bit one-on-one, and find a little bit more about what you're looking for.
Yes.
How to find a perfect home for you, right?
Yes.
Why don't we book a time?
Okay.
Maybe then I can book a time on the spot. Or why don't you also, I'll have my assistant call you to book a time.
Yep.
Then I'll come visit you, you come visit me, and we'll meet face to face, right?
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So that's setting the agenda.
Right.
Sometimes also when you have people calling you, you set the agenda. You just tell them, hey, I've got 10 minutes.
Yes.
Is that enough? What happens is when you tell people that, they can shorten the conversation a lot. But when you go, hey man, how's it going? What's up? Oh man, it's like,
it just goes on randomly.
Just go and talk about shit that doesn't matter. But when you like set expectation up front, hey, I've got 10 minutes, I've got 5 minutes, I've got how much time, then people know and they will respect your time. That's why I said if you don't value your time, nobody else will, right?
Michelle asks, do you have a specific project management software so your team can communicate about their roles and on the projects and see at a glance where there's that?
Michelle, I do.
Yes. We've had lots of different project management tools. We've used everything from Trello to ClickUp, Slack sometimes.
So we use Slack.
Yes.
We use ClickUp for project management.
We have Telegram for group communications.
For group communication.
Yes.
And then we do also do a company weekly memo.
Memos, yep.
Memo every single week.
Everyone's got rocks, quarterly rocks. We've got, weekly mini sprints that we do. Yeah. Everyone submits. We have accountability groups, so everyone's accountable for certain tasks that needs to be done. And we hold ourselves to very high standards to get 80% of our things done. Yeah. Any projects that you list out and whatever issues we have, we identify them, we discuss them, and then we solve them. Yes, so a lot of processes. I mean, a little bit more advanced. Some of you may not need to know that, but there are some of us who are very strong at project management, and that's all they do. And some of us are very fast at more the details. Don't move as fast. And then some of us are very fast, very impulsive, but then not so good at the details. So there's a lot of gas, brake, and then of course the project managers as well too.
Yes, but good question, Michelle. Very good question. Let's do a couple more questions. By the way, is this helpful so far? That's the most important thing to me. Is this helpful? Is it useful for you?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, Sifu, can you make future webinars a little bit earlier? For Europe is 5 a.m. now.
Love you, cannot do it because I cannot have a time that pleases everybody. When we have so many students from different countries, right? So guess what? I make the webinar time that fits me.
Yes.
After a day of work, this is the time that I have, I put it in. There's a lesson here that I'm teaching you.
You could pay him for his hourly and have a private if you could even get that time slot. And then
I don't even want to do it.
But we have so many students in the Africa, European.
Bigger impact with a lot more students, right?
Yep. But by the way, kudos to those of you in the European sector and the African sector because the time zones are not convenient for you. What does that say about you showing up?
Yes.
Right. Well done. Okay. Let's see. Questions. Quality of questions will determine the quality of your answers. Let's see. I'm not seeing so many questions coming in right now. All right, Sifu, I think that's it. They don't have much questions. That's it. They must be super productive.
What would be the best voicemail to the people can expect a delay? So Karen's asking, see, we're going back to the phone. What would be the best voicemail message to that people can expect?
Yeah, like give a script of what kind of an example of what your voice message sounds like.
You tell them exactly. So again, it goes back to, let's say the realtor example, right? You say, hey, this is Dan Locke. Sorry, I missed your call. I know your call is important.
Yes.
I may be in a client meeting, right? Or I'm doing some important task. I want to make sure I do get back to you, but knowing that sometimes it takes a while.
Yep, could take 48, 72 hours for me to get back to you.
24, 48 hours, but leave a message, I will get back to you.
Yes. Yeah. And then make sure you get back.
It's about setting the expectations. Now, after a while, you should have the reputation. People know that it takes a while for you to get back to them, right?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about a time. Awesome. I Skype students consulting, but they keep asking me for free advice in between. How do I set expectations?
Scary. Students consulting, but they keep asking for free advice. I think that's a question that, okay, I'm going to do a plug here. Yeah, I'm going to do a plug here. Check this out. Perfect Closing Script, perfectclosingscript.com. This is a brand new product I put together that gives you the script of what to say. You shouldn't be giving free advice. You should be giving free advice, right? Yeah. You should be closing them so they pay you for the time. Because when there's no skin in the game, there's no game, right? They need to be fully invested so that they will take your advice very, very seriously. The problem is free advice is people don't value it. Mm-hmm. I tried that when in my 20s. Doesn't work.
Yep. You think you're a nice person. You think that maybe I'll just give lots of value. Yep.
You're doing them a disservice by not charging them. You should charge them for your time because your time is your most valuable resources.
Yeah.
Right. So then you will eliminate a lot of students who are not serious. The ones who are serious, they would pay. Those are students you want to spend time with, right?
The free balls.
Yeah. You want the free balls.
Okay. Yes. Seafood.
So perfectclosingscript.com.
All these.
You get this, you get the cheat sheet, you get you get so many goodies, man. It's like $100. It's like nothing.
Seafood, can you clarify what's the difference between money monthly and money in the future? And also, if you close a deal today, but will only get payment at the end of the month, is it considered money monthly or money now? No.
Oh, no. Okay, you can explain.
Yeah. Money monthly is recurring income that comes in. So you do the deal once and it becomes recurring income, right? So perhaps you close a deal with a client and say, for example, the initial setup fee is $10,000, but then out of that, you're taking a 25% rev share from that deal. The rev share is the money monthly, right? And the money now is the $10,000 initial setup fee.
Yeah, so to me, it is something that you do today, but you get paid on a monthly basis for a period of time.
Yeah.
That's money monthly, right? So when you close the deal, when you get paid by the end of the month, that's money now. To me, that's money now. Just because you close a sale today, doesn't like if the money, the commission is not in your pocket, still money now.
Yeah.
It's something you do, activities you do now to generate that income.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Just like a job. Job to me is money now. But money monthly could be an investment. It could be, another example, maybe
structuring a deal where you get rev share,
or maybe let's say example, my new Unlock It book.
Yep.
Right? I'm working on it. Finish the manuscript, we publish it, and then I sell the rights to an international publishers.
Yep.
Where then when they sell the book, I'm going to get a royalty from that country. That's money monthly.
Right.
Right. But when I'm working on a deal, that could be money in the future. When I'm working on a book, it's money in the future.
Yeah.
But once it's
published,
then it could become money monthly, right?
That's right.
Make sense? So you see how it changes?
And then the money, I think money future, a lot of people always ask the question, how do you determine what's money future? My understanding, money future is anything that does not put cash in your pocket within a 30, 60, 90 days.
Yeah, it's a future.
It's a future.
It could be a 6 months, could be a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
That's perfectly
fine. To me, me personally, money now is anything I can get money paid in 30, 60, 90 days.
Yeah, 30,
like that's my general threshold, right? And the reason I have that threshold is because, let me ask you this question. If your income stopped, could you survive 30, 60, 90 days? If you don't have, so some of you guys, your money now might be, you got to get paid this week. Because if you don't get paid, you're not going to survive next week. Okay.
That's not a good scenario, by the way.
Yeah. If you've got enough money to survive for 3 months, then you can stretch out your money now to 3 months.
Exactly. Make sense? Yeah. This, I like to use this all the time.
That's so cool.
What I call the bad cave moment. The bad cave moment. So all my team, like everybody knows, I have bad cave moment, right? They would know. Desmond knows the best.
Master Wayne.
What does that mean? What is a bad cave moment?
Means he's in the bad cave. He's thinking. He's on the whiteboard. He's strategizing, and he's getting ready for a big pivot. There's a bunch of big ideas coming up.
Yeah, usually that's even beyond thinking time.
Yeah,
it's something else. It's a very, very sacred and zen moment for me, right? So
what am I not seeing? Or you're asking those kind of questions.
I have times where I block out for the bat cave time, right? So when I'm in the bat cave, what it means is these are my rules, right? If I get into it, it's I unplug the phone, I close the door. Jenny knows, so I would know. So when I close the door, she knows I'm having the bat cave moment. I'm in my office. Unless the building's on fucking fire, you do not come in, you do not call, like nothing, okay? Nothing, no distraction, total like zone in. It's like almost like an athlete, right? You're getting ready for fight. This is like, this is me battling with myself, right?
Yeah.
Bat cave moment, they know, like nobody bothers me. I would have like all my tea, all that ready, right?
Yeah.
Right, in my office, right? Like, just bathroom, that's it. Like, I'm in there, do not bother me. That's eliminate all distractions. Total, there's no one distracts me. Okay, so very, very important. Like, very, very important. And those are the times where I come up with breakthrough strategies and ideas that take us to a whole nother level.
Alex asked a question, which I think it falls into this. Sifu, do we need a few minutes rest time in between every task? As I have packed schedules doing a few projects and they do go session by session without rest. I totally understand that. When I'm closing on calls, you gotta have that 15 minutes. Yeah.
That's why I recommend all my closers, if you're closing on the phone, 45 minutes.
Yep.
Give yourself that 15-minute break.
Yep.
Right? You might go to the bathroom, you might go grab a drink.
Prepare, look at the next call,
before the
write
next
notes.
Call, look at the prospect, look at the profile and things like that. Maybe do some research. So I say, give yourself that buffer.
Or even sometimes, when you have a long day, being able to walk up and down the stairs, go outside, have some fresh air.
Do something, stretch, like move around, right? Like,
you had 3-4 bad calls that did not convert.
Before you go into it again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Stretch, do whatever you need to do. This is beyond the scope of this class, but human beings, we're actually not designed to work long hours. It's very interesting. Like, there's a lot of science research. I don't have time to get into all that. But human beings were actually not designed. You know how, notice, if let's say you're in front of a computer.
Yes.
See if this is true. You're in front of a computer, you're working on it, let's say 2, 3, 4 hours straight, nonstop. You notice how you lose focus and you get fatigue. Yeah. Right?
Productivity.
You notice, like, you can see, like, at first, first hour, but then even you're doing the work, but after a few hours, you're like, you feel, your productivity is going down after like 4 or 5 hours, right? Yeah. So, because human beings, we're not designed to do that. Our brain and all that, we actually design the way that we work is more like a sprint, right? So work intensely, could be 40, 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
Yes.
Break. Then do another 45-minute break, right? That's how I recommend you to schedule your time. We're not designed to work 5-6 hours straight, no break. Yep. Your productivity, right? You're not very productive after a few hours because we are not designed. That's why we lose focus and you kind of see the stuff blurry in front of you. Yeah. You're not as sharp, you're not as clear.
Or we start to we look for distractions because you're feeling your work is not as fun or productive. So Danny, in Indonesia, we know him, Danny Suryo. He was asking, what's the URL again, Sifu, for the perfect closing script?
Perfect closing script. Can Tina put the link in there?
Yeah, we can type it in.
Yeah, www.perfect.
I'll type it in here for everyone.
Perfect closing script. What to do during a break? Find what works for you. I like to walk around. I like to.
She beat me to it.
Perfect.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah. So I like to look far away, my view. I like to stretch. I like to sometimes just do some push-up. Sometimes just do some punching, right?
Yes.
Whatever you want to do, right? Whatever you want to do. Right? Whatever makes you excited. But you got to find what works for you.
Okay.
You got to find what works for you.
Sifu, what do you do?
Or sometimes listen to music.
Yep.
That's cool too.
Yep.
And sometimes when I'm working, if I'm at home, it's kind of funny. You don't even know this.
I don't know that.
But when I'm working, like I have my computer.
Yes.
I'm listening to music.
Yes.
What if I want, and some people like classic music, some like pop music, whatever.
But you like 80s, Chow Yun Fat type music?
I'm literally, seriously. If I'm working, like I'm replying email, I'm doing this, I'm listening. This is kind of, you will see that from the back, I'm kind of like this.
You're moving?
Yeah, like I'm doing this, right? I'm actually doing that.
That's so funny.
But find what works for you. Don't. That's like I'm having fun. I'm like doing this, and I like to move. I want to be moving around, right? It gets my blood flowing. Right? But find what works for you.
Okay, so Chamin asks, Sifo, what do you do if a task you're working on right now takes you longer than expected? Creating the copy as expected, do you shift to the next task, or do you pause the current task and move to the second task?
I love the question, which leads to secret number 5. I'm going to circle back to the question.
Yeah.
Okay. Time blocking. Time blocking. Blocking out the time. So I want to ask you this question, okay? So imagine you have an appointment with your doctor. Imagine you have an appointment with a doctor, right? It could be eye doctor, it could be a back doctor, doesn't matter. Imagine you have an appointment with a doctor. Are you going to make the appointment if nothing comes up?
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're going to make the appointment, right?
Yep.
Very simple. So time blocking, what it means is making an appointment with yourself.
Right.
Right. So why wouldn't you make appointments with the most important person in your life, and that is yourself?
Yeah.
Instead of letting other people dictate how you should use your time, your inbox, other people's agenda, block out the time for yourself.
Steven's really good at this. Steven on our team, copywriter, director. Yep.
Time blocking.
Very good at this.
You would make and keep the appointment with the doctor. Make and keep that with yourself. So block out the time. Hey, you know what? I'm going to block out this time to work on money now.
Yep.
I'm going to block out this time to work on money in the future.
Yep.
I'm going to block out this time to work out and exercise. Right? If you don't, that's the problem. If you don't block it out, ain't going to happen. Right? If you say, well, after a long day of work, I guess I'll go to the gym, and then you feel like, I don't want to go. I'm tired. I don't want to go, right?
Oh.
Right. But versus if you make it a time, you know what? From 6 to 7.
Yes.
I'm going to work out. Right? Boom. Just put that.
And then have an alarm in there, have your calendar.
Yeah, just block out that time with yourself, right? Now, what happens when you actually make appointments with yourself? Example, let's say for creating content, let's say for making videos, right?
Yes.
I block out the time. Tired or not, inspire or not, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You block out the time, you're going to do it. Right? I schedule time to think, because if you don't schedule time to think, there's no thinking time. You're just busy. So I actually block out the time. Say, hey, this is the time that I'm going to block out. I'm going to think.
Yep.
Right? How many entrepreneurs do that? Very few. Very few. Right? I keep those appointments with myself, just I would keep an appointment with someone else.
Yep.
You're very, very important. Do that. Right?
Okay. Next question.
So now, when it comes to making an appointment, so it goes back to the question about how, what if you have tasks that are not done and things like that?
Yes.
Once you block out a time with yourself, right, with yourself. Here's the mistake that a lot of people make. Okay. They let other people dictate their schedule.
Right.
Right. Now, imagine, would you give your wallet to a stranger to hold on to?
No.
But remember the initial example I gave you, the time bank. Then why would you give your time to people to let them dictate how to use your time? You wouldn't give your wallet to a stranger. Then why would you give your time to a stranger?
Right.
If a telemarketer calls you and say, hey man, I want to get a boat cruise package for you, man. Dude, you're wasting my time. Period. Right? That's the thing. So the biggest mistake that you can make is you have no end time.
Yes.
So when you have to-do lists on your agenda, you just say, you know what, today I'm going to work on these couple of things.
Yeah.
But you have no end time. You're not training yourself to be productive.
There's no urgency.
So the question is, if let's say you block out your time in terms of a 15-minute increment, 1 hour increment, 30-minute increment, doesn't matter, whatever works for you. You're not finishing, let's say after 30 minutes, I'm only halfway done.
Yeah.
Don't keep dragging on. Train yourself, turn that off, go to the next thing. You can book another time with yourself to work on that. But unless you do that, you're training your mind to work slow, because you always procrastinate and delay, right? You think, because you're training your mind, hey, nothing happens if this drags on. I thought it's going to take an hour. Now it ends up taking 3 hours. When you do this, when you train your mind to there's an end time, you're making an appointment with yourself. I only block out an hour for this. I'll get it done, period. And what happens is now the time gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Put in the chat. Let me know. See? So you need to be okay and have the discipline and say, hey, I'm gonna cut this off. And if you're always missing, always like not ending it on time, it means that probably the way that you set your time, you're not being realistic.
Yeah.
Right? It means that the task require more skills than maybe the skills you have right now.
Yeah.
Let me give you a perfect example. Let's say you're closing for someone, right? You're closing and you block out the time for a 30-minute call.
Right.
But every single time it goes over.
Right.
It takes you an hour or maybe even 70 minutes to close the sale.
Right.
But you block out always 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, your skill is not good enough for you to close that sale
in 30 minutes.
You're not there yet, but you will get there. Give yourself 1 hour. So then just do that for 1 hour. And then eventually you say, you know what, let me shorten it to 55 minutes, 50 minutes, 45. Then you get better and better until your point you can do 30 minutes. So your capabilities, your skills match up with your expectations. Then you can do a 30-minute increment.
Seafood. Right? Shell asked a question here, which I know a lot of visionary type people, or people with a lot of inventive ideas, they come up with, right? So, I've got so many ideas that go through our heads. Let's say we're doing idea A, and then idea B comes out, and then idea C. How do we keep focus on one idea and avoid distraction, even though lock myself in a room, my mind wanders with many ideas?
I am a visionary. I come up with a lot of ideas. Yep. The difference is this. The ideas that you come up with, the idea B and C, a lot of times people, they masturbate mentally. They masturbate mentally. It's a mental masturbation. It's an idea orgy. That's what it is. It's what it is, right? It's an idea. It's a fantasy. When that's so good. Oh, I can do this. What if this? Doesn't mean shit. Take your first idea, execute. Let the marketplace tells you if your idea is good or if it sucks. Get feedback from the real example, real feedback from the marketplace. You take that, go back to your bed cave, tweak it, and then take it to the market. It's not this process, mental masturbation. It's take this. If out of these ideas you don't know how to filter, I've already taught you how to filter, right? Filter those. This is the most likely to succeed. Take that, take the marketplace, get feedback. It's a feedback loop. Now take the feedback from the marketplace, you go back, come up with an idea. And then not this. This doesn't make you money. This doesn't create success.
So Shell, we already covered this in the class, right? So the grid there. So your ideas are great. Write them all down. Now go write them into that grid. Which ones are the important? Which are the important ones? Which are the money now ones? Which are the money?
Sometimes a lot of idea people, I'm not saying it's you, but a lot of idea people, they avoid execution and avoid implementation because you don't like to fucking fail. You don't like to make a mistake. So this feels good. Go ahead, get some punches in the marketplace. Get some bruises. It's good. It's good for you, right? Know what's going on. Get some resistance. Then you come back, you take that, and you go from there.